Welcome, welcome to your own self. Come, come. Yeah, you can sit. Oh, okay. So Panditji spoke beautifully this morning. I don't need to speak. Any question came to you? Anything you want to dig more? Whatever about that? I am here. If you didn't hear enough about the subject, you can ask me. If you heard too much, how to be freed from that load,
Ganga, I have a question about when the Panditji, and I've read it before, the I became I.
No. I never became. It can become I.
Okay.
I is your real nature, which is always there. You see? And but we confuse this real nature expressed as I. We confuse it as I am born. We add because it's taken in the mind, so the mind cannot help them to label, to fix ideas, experiences, feelings. So that is the thing which makes one certain. So in fact, it's very true. There is nothing wrong with I. What is wrong is to oblige I to be accompanied by something. Because the mind loves to exist on his own and say, I am real, I'm all powerful. So he catches, he wants to always grasp. It is its nature. He's, how you say that? Guloso. He loves to eat all the time. So you are not that animal. You are that which allows it to appear and disappear. And in fact it's amazing because it's true. We always pronounce I. I slept, I dreamt, I woke up, I feel, I experience, I know, I don't know. This I is always there. And when you get age, you even have this experience that is absolutely the same. The same as when I was young. But now I cannot say I am young. So what is it? So to attribute always something to I, to glue a body and a mind and a feeling and all that, that is the mistake or the misunderstanding. You are always yourself. Always. The rest is appearing. I appear in such a way. No problem, huh? I am happy, very good. I am not happy, not good. Then starts the problem. Huh? You want to know more? You see, all the pointing up, it's all to point to that substratum, that source of this appearance that apparently we know only. Everything is like rivers go to the ocean. Everything points and flows towards the ocean, which is your real nature. But once you see it, not with the senses, of course, once it becomes obvious, oh, but I'm already that. They point to something I cannot define, but it's there. I hear, I am it. You keep quiet, because you know that all the rest will be fantasies of the mind. All the rest. Let it be translated with thoughts, with feelings, with the senses. They all go on changing, they all start and they all end.
Thank you.
Yeah. What? It is in the mala. The mala will speak. This mala or the other mala? Yeah, but I cannot do anything. Is it a problem? Yeah? Okay. So please, yes.
I may have misunderstood him this morning, but I thought he was saying when one was in touch.
Yeah.
When one was in touch with the self, that it was a feeling.
It can be translated in a feeling of peace or of extreme joy or relief. It can express itself. But again, if you take the expression for it, the expression will go on changing. I want to see somebody who says, I am all the time feeling bliss. What an attainment. And when he sleeps then? No. Expression will always go on changing, but truly you can have feeling of deep peace, gratitude not to search anymore. All this can come, and when they go, you know that the real thing doesn't go. Yeah? Nothing. Nothing comes to you.
I was doubting my research for many years. And the fire arrived, and I thought first it's coming from other people or being.
You compare yourself.
No.
No. Ah.
I was thinking that the fire is through the grace and the luck that I'm in satsang.
Yeah.
And I could see now that it was always there. I was not aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So where is the doubt? No doubt.
No doubt. There is the same old things that come always and they bother me since years and years. They're like the same old games that the mind is playing.
You don't need to look because it's so old now. It's not very interesting, huh?
I do look sometimes.
But then you know, you are in your mind. Okay. You are in your mind. I am not the mind.
There is preference to be not in the mind. And when the mind becomes strong, then I get obsessed and...
Yeah, but that's a blessing. Because it really shows that you have less attraction with the mind, even if this habit is quite still there, you see. You have less attraction with the mind. You are not very happy when the mind is so busy with objects or agendas. What a blessing. At that time, the moment you are aware of it, just keep quiet then. Allow yourself to have this drop of nectar. Just keep quiet. Because you see, what you are in reality is not in time. So even when you drink a drop of nectar of what looks like that, with its qualities of quietness, extreme joy or fulfillment or whatever, you see, emptiness, they appear, they will disappear also. So don't depend on them. When they come, welcome, as everything else. So don't confuse yourself for the expression. Yes, that's all. That's all. And whatever appears in the mind is bound also to show up as its opposite. If you love so much to be without a mind, to have a quiet mind, you know that as it doesn't stay like this, then what is its opposite? It will be active. And active means you may be sometimes witness of it, but most of the time probably you are identified with it. But it will pass. Have that undoubtful knowledge. This is the mind, this is the play of the mind. I am that, and that's why all this appears and disappears. I am not even the disappearance, you see. All this is in the mind. Because we believe it appears, we believe in its disappearance too. No, all that just appears and disappears means unreal by nature. I am that, which allows that. It plays upon you. Yeah? The mic there, please. No, take the mic, please. I became deaf, with age.
Papaji said, when we are quiet, our vasanas arise. And
that's not quietness then.
Exactly. But when I have this, call it illusion of being quiet or being by myself in the dark of the night, there's things that arise in me that sometimes are not very nice to look at or feel.
Of course.
So I try to just watch it, keep coming up. But I have to tell you, sometimes it feels pretty dark. And maybe I just need to share that with you.
Yeah, share it because
because-
don't be impressed by that.
Yeah, because I mean it doesn't have this home because I know when I'm home or I am home, but these feelings are just like this deep feeling of guilt or of something totally wrong.
Listen, whatever appears is colored by the past. That's why, what a relief when you don't depend on your mind.
Yes.
What a relief. You see, so honor that. Honor that you know this is the mind. And don't judge. The mind is dark and light. This is the mind. And when you say, I am home, you may say, I am in light, I am at quiet, I'm not with darkness now. So don't confuse also those moments to be yourself. It's a blessing because of your beautiful association with sage and with your search and devotion and service. It's a blessing to hear. I am not even that, but I enjoy when it visits me. Thank you. And when darkness comes, know that it is the past. And don't judge. Don't be impressed. And if there is any bite, it will happen only in the emotional heart, the body, or the mind. It will not touch who you are.
Thank you, Ganga. Bye.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Hi, Gopal.
What do you suggest for me to live in the now, in the present?
Not to be busy with that question would be already be a glimpse about it.
Can you repeat?
Not to be busy with that question will give you a glimpse of it.
Thank you.
The mind will always suggest something, and more we hear and learn the subject, more it provokes also questions if we have not understood that actually the moment will not be busy with the mind, then it's a total chance to make what is there obvious.
Okay.
Hello, Ganga.
Hello?
Could you please tell me, is there any difference in the spiritual path for women and men?
Oh my God! Spiritual path starts with withdrawing that I believe I am a man or a woman. Then only spirituality starts.
Thank you.
You know, I had an anecdote with Papaji about it. I came to Lucknow in '92. And for me it was a new scene, means when I was alone with Papaji in the room, there was already one or two persons, which was not like this before. So, as I was new to this, the two who were always with him we were early morning, he was sitting reading his newspaper. His face was behind the newspaper, we were on the ground. So they thought, oh, she came, we don't know her, we know a bit her life. Let's ask something while he's very busy, because she's very busy otherwise, and we have no time. So this started to... But I was very surprised to hear that they were asking me a total different thing than about the subject, and I was a bit puzzled, but I was wanting to say, shh, because you see, it was not proper. But then, Papaji, newspaper down, what's going on here? And he said, a woman's talk. It was rare, but something in me dared to say, I am not a woman. And from his furious look, he started to be very happy. Yeah. Gopal. First Gopal, because he's on fire.
What do you suggest for a man to have more women?
For what? To be more a man?
For yang to have more yin and for yin to have more yang, that is, for a man to have more women inside, and for women to have more men.
You blew my mind.
I don't know it's wrong.
Thank you. Yes. It's very good not to be curious about the mind, but maybe it's a blessing to be curious about the subject, no? So, what do you want? Yes?
When I came to this time, I read the
You came where?
Tiru.
Yeah.
I read in the ashram this about Ramana's death.
Yeah.
And then he says at one point that after the body is dead, he asks if I am dead. And then he described that he still feels the full force of his personality and the I inside, but not part of the body.
Yeah.
So he's the spirit. And then I read today in the Bhagavad Gita something the same. So when I look, it's always inside. And without, then my mind says, without the body I cannot do this. So how to I don't know.
But why do you bring your body when you go inside?
Because it happens. Without the body I could not do this.
Yeah, okay. But you see, you have to take this incarnation to be busy with this subject, and to be even more than busy, to be a luck to really want to realize what is said about this, yeah? But for that, you hear, you identify with this body-mind, you identify with what you can experience and describe and all that. That is the problem. So when they say, look inside, it's to show that you are not the body. So go at the source of this belief. I am this body. It's a thought after all. It's a thought, you agree?
Yes.
Okay. And on top of it, as any thought, it is not always present.
Yeah.
Even if it is often, but it's not always present. So it's really a thought. So when they say go inside, means you cannot put that thought inside. But who has that thought? I have a thought. No. Ramana purposely, because it's difficult to see that after all I can be without a thought. So Ramana, and I think it was even written anciently in the scriptures, but he put it alive, he insisted on that. Who am I? Because you see, it's a question which is subjective. It's all about the essential thing which is the root of this expression, this manifestation. So, I have a thought, but what does it mean, this I? So, who am I? And any expression as a direction, it's a movement. So when you ask yourself, it will not be, who am I looking at your beloved? It has to be, who am I? Where are you not in when you ask this question? I ask you now.
I try to go in.
Try to go in with the question.
Yeah.
The question is to go in. So, who am I? You follow simply, you express simply that question. At some point, it disappears. It's still a question. Remain there where it brought you. Remain still a moment without catching next. That's what you are. And tell me if at all, at any time, it's not there. And if you think so, it's because you think, it's because you grasp your mind. What? Like that? Yes. If you don't have questions, if you want to ask me something about that, it's the same, you can ask. Because you see, I am in the place where everything is available and the best expression of that is here. You can read, you can have the company of it, you can hear it. You don't need new articulations. Unless you think you still are not clear about that, then ask me. And if you have nothing to ask, what makes you come? That would be interesting. Is there any search still, even if it is not in the same form and shape as before, when the mind was fully there? It's your birthright to be freed, no? So, yeah.
In the morning, when I was listening to the Pandit, I find it so beautiful, like a poem, and I had this that I'm so thankful for the satsang, to be in satsang. I had this I give more value to that.
Everything is satsang. Everything is satsang. But it's true that a satsang alive makes you perhaps appreciate more what has been written since thousands of years about it. Of course. Of course. Because it's no more the mind maybe who is hearing it. It is that which is very happy to hear the same. Two in very different forms. Yes, you wanted to speak.
I think I got used to this kind of environment, meditation. And to tell you frankly, I don't inquire anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I am waiting, but waiting.
Ah, you are waiting?
No, looks like I am waiting for
like
something. Because I don't feel the fire, you know.
But you have not to feel. The problem is that one wants to feel himself, the self, that. If you trust the feeling, if you want the feeling, it was not here now. Then even if it appears, it will disappear. Huh? So try to see that. Try to understand that. So you cannot experience who you are. It cannot be objectified. What is objectified from it is its own expression. Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste.
There's been peace in here for a long while now, and the inquiry's really settled down.
Uh-huh.
But at times, for example, after satsang, there's the experience of the complete disappearance.
Yeah.
Completely gone, everything.
Yeah. And you would like to be like this all the time.
This is what's bringing the burning.
But you will be shocked. The disappearance is not it. As the appearance is not it, the disappearance is not it. You are that which experience which has seen I disappear. You are that which sees the experience I disappear. Who you are is not even I disappear. Because I disappear has been created and experienced because you experience I appear. It's mind, it's the mind. It's the other side of the coin, I agree. Still the mind.
There's still a burning feeling in here, and it's all that comes up, and it's all that comes up, and it's good,
but why are you so fascinated with the burning? Just go, who feels burning? Who? And keep quiet before grasping the feeling of burning, even though it may happen. Keep quiet before.
Hello, Ganga.
Hi.
You just said that the spiritual path starts with the dropping of identification and difference between man and the woman. Then I can say that my spiritual path didn't start yet.
It's possible.
Yes.
But it's not too late.
Not too late, yeah. Just it's the New Year Eve, and
what a great occasion to
yes,
do it.
we started from tomorrow, and I decided to make an unusual New Year to go around the mountain. I never did it New Year, so.
It is not a man who goes around the mountain. It's two legs. Two legs go around the mountain, and I am still while my legs go around the mountain.
Yeah, I will be on top there. It's Shiva. The question is, really, for many years, I lived in a certain feeling of guilt and shame. Guilt for not doing enough, for not doing right things, not doing right things at the right moment, and so on. Then, the feeling of shame that I am not doing good things in a good time and so on, because I am not good enough, because I am not consistent enough, not disciplined enough, I am not doing self-inquiry. When I am doing it, I am not doing it enough, and so on, so on. And yesterday I heard a very interesting idea about it, that whatever I was doing, I was just pumping up in a certain way my ego. So like for instance, I'm sitting in meditation for 1 hour, I'm proud. I'm sitting 5 hours, I'm more proud. And whatever is even doing, I don't know, self-inquiry, 20 years standing on the head and so on. So the ego, so-called spiritual ego, gets huge like a mountain.
Yeah, remain alone with I then. You are proud, I am more proud. Just remain with I. For the new year.
The idea that I just decided to examine.
But you have done that for 25 years. It's enough.
You're
examining again the mind. You will again find something new. And you are not fatigued.
Yes. Too much.
Too much?
Yes.
Then why don't you do, even when I tell you, why don't you stay alone with I?
I will. From
Not will. I do. Will not happen. Why not now?
Yeah.
What's your...
When you say stay with the I, can you explain
Why you
more?
think? Why you think you didn't stay with the I then? I think, and then you tell me. Stay alone with the I. You have not heard enough that it will not be the mind which will help you to realize your own true nature? You didn't hear it enough?
Enough.
There.
Okay.
So like that, you do your real production. Like that. I alone.
I would like to ask to bring some clarity to something that
Sure.
that happened. I was just having a very nice sitting this morning, and it happened other times too, but I thought I will ask this. As I'm sitting, and it's very quiet, and then at one point the desire comes, and the desire was, in this case, just open your eyes. Something like, and I could really see that this desire was coming up to open my eyes, and I resisted it. And not to resist it, but to just see the pull, feel the pull of this desire. And
Of the mind, you mean?
Yes, this is. But I also found that
Just I want to say, and then you continue. You see, you want to translate everything into mind. Otherwise, the same thing could be so simple. You close, you open, and what? It's because you want to catch, to translate everything through your mind. You could see everything from your own self. Where is the problem then?
this is where I think something is pulling me, and that's why I'm saying it, because by seeing it, it's almost the fooling, I think, happens, that I am seeing it from a place that is not the desire. And there is a bit of tension of pulling that open, and something, I don't know, this was just a little game I guess I played. But this is...
It's not a right reading, you see, because if I is there with the mind, where is desirelessness? Desirelessness, you can express that about who you are, because who is there and what. But with I think, or I am someone who observes and all that, desire is glued there, the desire to exist as a person. And then the mind goes on. And then it gets complicated. Even the fact to close or open the eyes is a problem, imagine. You could live without being troubled by your mind, but for that, you have to know who you are. And when you know who you are, you will know what is the mind. It will not necessarily disappear. As long as this body is alive, it may disappear, appear, disappear, but it will not be a problem. You make it a problem because you have a base unquestionable as real. I am here, geographically, and I go somewhere in quietness. It is no more geographical, still it belongs to I, who has been placed somewhere. You see, it's complicated. So could you, just for a moment, and then you will get so attracted that you would like to go again there, where you never left, but you still believe in going and coming, probably. I hope not. Could you not catch your mind just for a moment? Any movement, let it be a feeling, let it be any movement. Don't catch it. Have the guts, because you see, you will free yourself from the turn-ons.
The confusion was that if it's all in the mind, it's all in the mind. But I needed to say it because
no, but good. Like this we learn. Like this again and again we are thrown where we always are. Yes, it's good, it's good. The mind, you see, has been too much appreciated so far. So it will suggest many things. So that's why I suggest to speak. Even if you have the knowledge, oh, but it's mind, I should not go there. But if it still comes with such a habit and power, it's good to speak.
Can I ask one more thing, just related to this? Also, it's any movement that comes, because this is just a movement, open your eyes, whatever, stand up, get up, eat, blah, blah, blah. It's all a movement. But in the moment of seeing that movement,
you are the seer.
And it is still I. It is still the mind. Is it still?
No!
Because
that is a bad answer of the mind, because he wants to own.
This is what I'm trying to clarify, because I feel that there is this movement of...
There is nothing wrong with I. But don't answer I mind. That is the problem.
It all becomes that when I talk to you now. In that moment it wasn't...
Okay?
Okay, it's good.
You see, the mind is very cunning. He will all say, oh, but it is, I'm very honest, it is still this I, this ego. But why? The answer could be I, and then it's over. You don't need to answer with the sincerity of your mind. Dare to say I, and it's not the mind. The self. But you see, when this happens, whatever you have known from yourself goes down. Automatically. It knows its place at once. Yes. And here? How are you here? Yeah.
Two nights ago, I saw very clearly, I had a very clear realization that the world is not real.
Yes.
I saw that without a doubt. There was no doubt in it.
Very good. Why it was 2 nights ago and not now or
That
so?
is my question. That is my question to you.
Because the mind came and took it. So it's in time, so it's in the past and in the memory, and now you are totally disappointed that it's not here now. It is here now. You don't need to have the experience of the disappearance of the world. It's here now. When you don't want to experience anything. And this you cannot put in the past. Whatever you can put in the past, no, it is in this realm of appearance. It's in the expression, the manifestation, the creation. Yeah? Whatever.
Thank you.
You see, we attribute this moment of relief, freedom, whatever name, because of the habit, we attribute it to a certain experience or a certain object or the disappearance of that object. This is the translation of the mind. No, don't be tyrannized by that anymore. There is about freedom, about this complete fulfillment or contentment, whatever word you put in it. It is the self-revelation. So don't attribute it to one specific experience you have. Otherwise, again, you put it in time. And when I say self-revelation, I mean the mind doesn't enter it. Yeah.
You say that if we have questions, you say that if we have questions, we ask. And like the other day, I don't have question, but you say if you don't have question, then why you are here? And I am here because I need to hear again and again and again what you always say, because I can see now that I have less and less this
Listen less and less.
my mind, and I am less in this need to have an experience.
Very nice.
Need to the person.
Yeah.
I'm just, what I'm doing is just whatever appears, I'm saying it's the mind, and just.
But you see, when this happens, very good. But then at least give a split second of remaining where it leaves you. Because it's that you want.
I am doing it. I am doing it.
Okay.
But still I need satsang. Then
Welcome. But maybe you see, you need satsang, beautiful, but you can come also without need. because you just, why not, how to pass the time. That Panditji said beautifully about it. Some they prefer to always all day long have a chai, but some like also to come as before to satsang. But when there is a need, means the mind still suggests you that. So the mind has still some power on you.
Yes, there's.
Oh, why you admit that? You may not admit that.
I would. Wonderful.
You want to trust your mind, or you want to trust who you are?
I want to trust who I am.
Yes. So, okay. So if you trust who you are, you can see, yes, my mind appears. It's just my mind. Did I lose myself? Absolutely not. But you come only for holy chai, which is great. You have a question while drinking chai? Huh?
Both. My question is, what is different between the mind who wants to come to satsang or the I who wants to come to satsang to listen?
You can choose.
Again? So,
what's your choice?
I prefer I.
What do you mean by I? What is this I?
What brought me here?
Yeah, but what is it? Okay. Have a good chai. Bas? Yeah. Sorry. Very good. That nut has to crack. You're blessed. Let it crack. Don't be impressed by the experience. It's to bring you where you always have been. Don't look at the experience. Look at me. Look at me. Don't look at the experience. It's cracking. What remains is what you are. Look at me. Keep quiet. Look at me. You see that direction, not the direction of experiences which is felt by the body, the emotions, that direction. Anything? You were in yesterday. You look like... Why in between? You are not a child, you going this, this, how you call the thing? Hein? Oui, une balançoire, mais je ne sais pas comment on dit en anglais. Hein? Swing, yeah. One likes his mind, huh? One likes his mind. Fed up? You have to be fed up? Fed up. So it was just a bad habit. No, you just reply. You have not to think. Bad habit is gone. Well. Ah. You have to be quick. It's like that.
All these experiences, they don't really come from memory. You cannot recall them in memory because memory is, I guess, within mind.
So how do you know there are experiences?
Yes.
Don't remember this search.
When you said it's here and now, when you don't experience anything.
Yeah, so the here and now, it's a way to speak. I hope it's not geographical or time. Yeah, okay.
Yes, I see that I always want something.
You see, but you...
He likes the experience of disappearance so much.
Of course, but not now. When you know it is also an illusion, I will not go there. It happens, who cares? I am not what I can experience. At least abide there. Then all feelings, beliefs of separation and of mind and unreality will disappear on its own. But first, don't delude yourself with an experience. Okay, it's an indication. Here now, without experience. It's always there. It's always there. Only experiences are showing up. Only showing up. What you are is always here. And if you say, but it's not here because, then it was not it. So for that, I think you just to keep totally quiet. What can you say? What can you bring out? There is nothing more precious than that, you know. Here you see why it's so precious, because you are not enslaved from birth to death, to run after something, to fulfill something. You are freed from birth and death. It may still look like appearing and disappearing, but you don't place yourself there.
Hi, Ganga. Yeah, I shouldn't speak. So I'll keep quiet, and I feel that there used to be big waves. Like I know that there used to be big waves, and now there are just little waves.
Waves too much?
I know, yes. And how can you take it away from me? Because
do you want?
Yes.
Not to look at them?
I don't know.
Then don't look at them. Then look at them. You see, it's like when you're absorbed in yourself by a very cherished thing you have inside. Can be any cinema there, you are absent. You don't catch. And still, well, of course, if somebody says, hey, you see something, but you are not present. You are present with what you cherish.
And that's the next thing, the cherish. Maybe I don't cherish it too much. Maybe I...
But it's mad, because you give your life in searching, in giving satsang. Why not? In coming to satsang. You take flights to come here and so on. You think you don't cherish? It's not true.
My mind says I don't.
And you listen. You think it's only that small thought? That small thought is like a drop of poison in thousands liters of milk. It's spoiled. Nothing? Thank you very much.